So how are you gonna imagine when you are wanting to do the japa is Mavarahi. She's sitting very calmly on a preta, on a corpse, which is the corpse symbolically says she's gonna help us master on our own ego and ignorance. She's gonna help us get there. So she's gonna, somebody who's on top of certain things means what? She is having the power, right? So same way, she is authority in helping us. So she can sit on our ego and she can crush it out. So that's, and while she's sitting calmly, she's sitting on that half blossomed red lotus, which is symbolizing her readiness to act. And then she has this boar face with tusks shining white and face totally like a blossomed, fully blossomed lotus. And her crown is so shining, which is more bright than moon. That is what we need to imagine her sitting. And then in her hands, she's in her right hand, she's holding a plow, hala, and a skull, kapalam. Hala is to remove our spiritual karmic seeds, uproot our karmic blocks. And kapala is detachment from body and transcend over death along and attach with our uh, divine soul. So to transcend that is skull representing, and then in her left hand she carries a mace, a Muslim, and a pestle, which is a mace is to destroy negativity and ignorance, and the pestle is to grind away any kind of obstacles, be it from inner obstacles, enemies, or from external enemies, so that we walk the path of divine will. And she wears a red sari, which is the embodiment of divine Shakti power, and her earrings, red corals, and her body with dark syama color, mm, blue, dark blue, cloudish, that kind of color. And she is having lot of jewelry in her body with a garland in her neck. So you need to imagine this for the sake of the imagination. You can also check out the image I have put on the video, so that that's the image you're gonna use to visualize her. And her eyes, she has three eyes, Trinetram, and but her eyes are very, very compassionate, very kind, and having divine authority. They also having authority when she looks at us. So with that kind of a kind, compassionate yet authoritarian mother, if I hear her voice also, most of you, if you are hearing for the first time, I do have this, been blessed with this ability to hear divine voices, um, uh, divine faces and stuff during, uh, it is happening from quite a some time. So if I hear her voice, I feel that authority, okay? It will be like totally commanding, but still it will be like very sweet, very kind, but still it will be commanding, okay? So she is a commander. You will understand when you hear that Om Maharati is talking. So, so firstly, when you're about to start your mantra japa, now that you know the whole mantras that you need to evoke, at, firstly understand this mantra, this understanding of this Mula mantra and Dhyana slokas. And after that, you hold that image. What does Ma looks like? Her abilities to remove our obstacles, ego, fears, our enemies, get rid of our negative influences, etc. All of this you hold in your head. And then you, what is her form? Why is she holding these tools? All of that you just internalize yourself with knowledge. And whenever you're about to start the japa, bring that image in your third eye, in between your eyebrows or at your heart center. Okay. I would say third eye is better, and get the total image in front of. Okay. Even though it's not very clear in the beginning, it's fine. So as you are practicing, you will get there. But feel that presence, okay, that she's there. She's alive in that space. And whenever you're doing your chanting, she is hearing, she is responding. Imagine like that. You put her in there. And after you understand this whole how she looks, and after that, once you start your japa sadhana, whenever there are some kind of thoughts come that am I doing rightly? Is this the right way? Is she getting angry? All this. So allow those thoughts to come, but don't react to it. Okay. So know that always mantra sadhana is a one way affair. So you always first start the prayers and keep doing it with a trust that she's listening to it. Okay. The very sign that you are guided to watch this video or guided to do a japa sadhana is a sign that yes, she is already blessing you, watching you. When I teach this Durga Sapsati to students, um, I see some students, they are very, very difficultly they recite these slokas. And the image I see when they recite is Ma sitting like this and she's listening. Like how a small baby, when we are seeing her first walking and crawling and falling down and then crying because they're not able to get up and walk. And then how we, with endearingness, see the child. Same way she sees, I see that image when that there's some students who recite and keep crying, but with a lot of determination, they want to recite Durga Saptasati, and that's a very sweet way she sees and encouragingly. Unfortunately, you don't get to see that image. I'm blessed to see that. I'm so grateful for that knowledge and insight that she has given me. But it feels so endearing to see that how much mother loves you and you have no idea. And if we know, or if we come to that place where we are able to understand this, two-way communication, it will come. Have patience, keep doing sadhana, it will come one day. You'll be in tears every single day because you know how much she cares about you, how much she loves you, how much she is holding you, how much she is never leaving you. And then, at least to me, I feel there was never a time when, I got hurted by a lot of humans in this journey, but never by Goddess Ma. At least I feel so. That's the reason I am so crazy about them, and I keep raising my bar higher and higher. Even though it's so hard for me, I ensure I learn it. I do it with whatever Shraddha Nishtha I can bring forth. And I get a sign also. And as I say, I'm blessed to see that communication back. I'm sure many of you who are at attained the Mantra Siddhi also will have it. Hopefully that, yes, whatever I'm doing, even though I'm doing for the first time certain upacharas or certain prayers, I know that she will receive. Okay, so I want you to have the same faith, because the very fact that you guided to do a recitation or prayer means she is guiding you. So please go ahead and ensure you do it. And the best way um, for you to work on is take a time. Okay, like it's a new habit for someone. So take a time which is between your wakeful hours and sleeping hours. And don't worry about morning, evening. First, start with the time which works for you. Then you can definitely align it with one time in a day. So, which is more suitable, and just block that time. Like when you are going to a meeting, you block that time for that meeting, right? Similarly, this is your time for ma, and you're not gonna anywhere interfere with any other cross meetings, so or cross activities. So for that only we are doing this Bhur Swaromiti Dikbandaha. So we are directly telling all directions that please don't disturb. This is my time. That so you're doing your no disturb sign with the universe. It's indirectly saying so. So once you start reciting, you know that she's working on the background. Don't get doubts whether she's listening, she's angry with me, she's receiving. And don't look for 1 day, 2 day and see instant results. I am very, very amazed at some people whom I see in YouTube. They say one time you recite and you're gonna get magical results. I don't know that. I have never come across situations where I just do once and she's gonna bestow upon things. It's a process unless until our old karmic baggage is completed and we are gonna align ourselves with the new actions aligned with divine. And top of it, we do have divine grace. Only then. So I've done a lot of videos on Antakarma Suddhis and then doshas and malas. Please watch it if you, because I keep giving this knowledge because I want to back it not just from psychological validation but also from the shastras, like in the mantra Mahadis and all these mantra Mahornava books or Sharada Tilakam or um, many other books, Devi Bhagavatam, Markandeya Pranam. A lot of books do talk about Rudra Tantram. All of these do talk about a lot about these things uh, that gives us insights into. It's not just once you recite and things are gonna get clear, but it's a, a matter of practice. And then let that mantra work for you. Don't force yourself. Even though you're disturbed 10,000 times when you're doing that mantra japa, just bring your focus onto the Devi's face in the center of your head. Okay. And once you do it, first you will be able to have a lot of thoughts and understand, but slowly, the number of times you get those thoughts comes down, and the number of amount of time you take to come back to your sadhana will come down quickly. Like earlier, if you take 5 minutes to every 5 minutes you're getting disturbed, this time slowly you'll get disturbed 1 minute, something like that. Or if you take 4 minutes to come back after you got disturbed, slowly you'll start getting up in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. That's how it works. So don't worry about anything. Just ensure no matter what, I'm gonna do this sadhana and I keep doing it. Okay. And know that Varahima is a person who really works very quickly. She's a person with action very quickly. I've done Durga sadhana also. Okay. I will not say she is less or one another is more, but Durga Ma uproots or karma till the end. She uproots every single thing. And then she gives you light. Varahima, it is my personal opinion. There might be people who differ from this, but what I saw is Varahima is instant. First she'll give off. After that she works on things. So you will see it in 11 days or 20 days. But at the same time, I will not say Durga Ma is not any less because the psychic ability is developed for me after reciting Durga Saptati for 22 times. So perhaps that's what I'm saying, right? She cleanses, Durga Ma cleanses at the background and then use. Varahima first gives and then cleanses. So but both the gods are equally very compassionate and kind. So whomever you are drawn to, just hold them very dearly to yourself. And after that, once you do your mantra sadhana, keep doing it. And there are two ways you can do this mantra sadhana. There are some people who just enjoy doing mantra sadhana with the mantras and jnana slokas and stuff. So you do for a mala 108 times or two. And then there are some serious sadhakas who wants to do Varahi Upasana using Punascharana method. So what you do at that time is, Punascharana is like a count will be there for each word. Usually it is how many Mula Mantra letters into that many lakhs. So for Chandi Mantra, Navavarna Mantra, it is 9 lakhs. But for Varahi, it is 1 lakh. And what you do is, you have to finish this 1 lakh count in either 10 days, 20 days or 40 days, in 20, 21 days or 40 days. So before you start the japa, you need to understand how many days I will be able to complete this 1 lakh. And say, for example, if you want to do it in 10 days, you need to do 10,000 japa per day. So you have to every day follow the same number. It can't be like one day I do 5,000, another day I'll do 2,000, another day I'll do 1,000, another day I won't do it at all. It has to be same number. In case if you want to change it, let's say first you want to go with say you're doing in 40-day cycle, and you see that, okay, let me do for fun. Some days I'll do 10 days. After that, I will 10,000 or 5,000. And after that, I'll take an based on my thing. Then what you do is, say, for example, you do 5,000 today. Tomorrow also you do 5,000. Day after tomorrow, you can again change it. So even days that you do the same number, the next day you can change it. And when if you're using a mala, pull it inside. Don't pull it outside. Okay. So you'll have a gopram kind of thing. So you start pulling it within you. And once you complete your 108, again turn and pull it inside. Okay. Then other thing is, many people think we can do walking, jogging, all of that, and that is also counting as this 10,000 count. No. For doing Punascherana, you need to sit at the same place. You can sit here, you can sit in a temple, you can sit on a river bed or a ocean bed. It doesn't matter. But all the days you know sit there only and then finish it. That's it. That only is considered for this particular way of mantra siddhi. Okay. Then preferably same day, same time. That's always advisable because you align yourself with the energies around in that place. And then some people tell me, can we sit on a uh, sofa or can we sit on bed? So bed, no. Sofa, yes. Better is someplace very similar to your puja room where you will be undisturbed. Can I do cooking and washing and home chores or driving? And is that considered to be a Punascharana? No. It is can be Dhyanam, which is one more way to do mantra siddhi, but not using Punascharana method. In the Punascharana method, you need to sit in a place and recite that particular number in that stipulated amount of days. One more important thing, both for men and women, is please control your anger. Varahi Mata, end of the day, is a commander in chief to Lalita Tripura Sundari Mata. So she is one of the fifth Avirbhava in the Saptamatrikas. So you need to understand she has fierceness. So if you do Varahi sadhana and get angry on anybody, it is a very, very dangerous thing for others. They might get burnt without your knowledge. So please try to control. So how do you control your anger? Be a witness to that anger. How can you be a witness to the anger? Whenever you realize you're angry on a situation, person, thing, instead of reacting, start reciting Varagi Moolamantram and move away from that place. Organize yourself and then come back and have a conversation, but don't outburst. It's not going to do good for you or others. When you are angrily lashing out on others, not only are you reacting to that situation, causing an emotional outburst, but also adding to your negative karma, which is why the first reason you're born. So we should do things, or we are ought to do things that will reduce our karmic baggages and burdens, not add to that list. So let's try to be a witness to our anger or any other emotional, distressful emotions that can rise. Yes, there is a very high possibility that when Ma is touch basing on certain emotional garbages or karmic blocks or curses or kind of vows, you will have triggers. You will remember. You may not remember the past life story, but you do feel without any reasons, aches and pains, without any reason, you will feel loss, emotionally loss, like crying and stuff like that for no reason, not during the japa, even after the japa. So all of these are signs that she's cleansing. So don't worry. Only know that just because you're not seeing any changes doesn't mean she's not working on the background. She is working for you. So Punascharana, as I said, um, if you think you need to do like say 1 lakh japa for Varahi Mata, if it, the basic thumb rule is if you do 1 lakh, you need to do, imagine you do it in 10 days, 21 days or 40 days. Just determine how many days you're doing that 1 lakh in like 10 days or 20 days or 20 or 40 days. You'll get by that number, right? Like 10,000 or 5,000, 2,000, whatever that number. Just you have to do that in one place, not like going around, moving here, there, all that. Okay. So, I think this is finished. So in Punaschara mantra japa, um, in Punascharana mantra japa for men, as I said, you have to do all what we have talked, like 1 lakh times. You have to do mantra japa is enough for women, but for men we have to do 1 lakh times of mantram, then 10,000 times of mula mantram, homa, then 1,000 times of tarpanam, 100 times of abhishekam, and 10 meals, either for Brahmins or for any family members or undeserved. Then what is that one thing that can help you to get faster Devata Anugraha is doing Panchanga Sevanam, following after your mantra japa, which is doing your Geetam, which can be Varahi Vidya or any other Geetams, Sahasranamani, Stotrams like Stavam or Nigrashtakam, Anugrashtakam, then Kavacham, then Hridayam. So for any god, if you can follow mantra japa with this, it's gonna lead into multiple better results. Then what I want you to do is mantra siddhi signs. So when you can understand when my mantra is getting siddhi is when you're doing your mula mantra recitation, you will have goosebumps, or you will have, without your knowledge, tears start flowing, or you have a kundalini raise, like you feel there is some energy shifts from the back of your spine, and then you have some aches and pains at some unknown places without your knowledge, or you will have enter into a samadhi state where you will see you and Paramatma, your Atma and Paramatma merge with each other. Meaning inside of your heart, you will see like either a lotus or some light where you are seeing Mahavarahi sitting in your heart center in the utmost peaks of samadhi where you are aware of the surrounding but you are not aware. And in that state, you will find this divine being inside you, where you and your Ishtadevata merges with one. So that is your sign of Siddhi. And after that, not invariably you will have some special powers or something. That's all divine grace. But whatever, you can know that once this phenomena has happened, she is santrusht. After that, you can do japa for your karya, any wish fulfillment. If you're doing punascharana method, if you're just doing your ishta, mantra sadhana for a wish, and after that you're doing your panchanga sevanam, that's one. It will take its time, and but you will see the results quickly. And because Varahi Ma is uh, known for acting swiftly, but you follow Punascharana method. While doing Punascharana method, you can't do any wish fulfillment for Sankalpa. You just have to say, Devata Aradhana is my thing. Getting Anugraha of Devata is only my Sankalpa, not any wish fulfillment. After you finish your all the Punascharana counts of Japa, Homa, Tarpana, Visheka and meals, then you can repeat the process for any Karya Siddhi. Okay, any wish fulfillment. And by chance, if you finished all the 1 lakh repetition, everything you have finished, but still you're not gotten into that samadhi state and you're not able to see the light inside you, where you and your God is one, you have to repeat the process because your soul still is resisting. There's some unlearned lessons that you have to learn, your soul have to learn. And in the next process, it might, but know that since it has not happened in one round, it has not happened else. It will happen. You just need patience. I would highly recommend not to do deity popping because you will do some work here, attain some siddhi, but not to a level where you will get into samadhi state. The ultimate goal of you to do mantra sadhana is to get into samadhi state, have your kundalini to raise, and you merging one with your Paramatma. So if this is not happening with one, please don't jump. Just stay with one. Keep persevering till you get this state. For some, it may take 6 months. For some, it may take more. But know that your intensity will come down. Your problem intensity, occurrences, she will guide you. You will start hearing that signs. Sometimes it may come as message from your near dear ones. Sometimes it may come as a song, video, like the way I'm talking to you, or it can be coming. You're reading a book, or some people may see smells. Somebody might see vision. Somebody will feel knowingness. It is natural that you doubt that guidance in the beginning, but it will happen. So keep watching for the signs. See, write a journal your experiences on a day-to-day basis, what's happening, so that you will see how far we have moved over the period of time. But never doubt that process, doubt yourself, because you are a divine being yourself, and you are guided, protected, and blessed. Proof, you're watching this. So I have tried to include a lot of bouts, gurus, and knots in this whole session. In case if you have further any doubts, please write in the comments and I will reply, so that you will be enabled or empowered to do Varahi Sadhana without any doubts, inhibitions, or questions that I don't have a physical guru. Can I really start? You can. Trust me. Ma is going to guide you. She's going to help you out with it. And take this video mantra as initiation from me or Adiguru Dakshinamurti, and start reciting and bring closure to your karmic baggages that's resulting in recurring wounds in your life, and allow Ma to shine divine light over you. Okay? Namaste. Sarvam Sri Jagadamba Arpanamastu. Sarvam Sri Varahi Devi Arpanamastu.